This is a casual and beginner-friendly guide to Subtlety Rogue in the War within Season 3. Not the easiest spec to play of Rogue, by the way, but let's try and make it beginner-friendly. So, on the left here we have our top priority, and here is kind of our bottom priority, and we've got cooldowns. It's a bit of a mess, actually, compared to some of my other guides. But basically, as a Subtlety Rogue, we are focusing around going into stealth. So down here you've got your stealth button. We want to be in stealth whenever the hell we can. Now, as you can see here from premeditation, after entering stealth, your next combo point generating ability generates full combo points. What does that mean then? Well, we've got energy here. Some abilities are going to cost, like Backstab, 40 energy, but it's going to award 1 combo point. So when I use Backstab, as you can see, because I went in from stealth, I've actually generated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 combo points. So some abilities are combo point generators and some are combo point spenders. Backstab, therefore, being a combo point generator. A spender is then eviscerate. If I've got 7 combo points, like I do now, it will do 90,000 damage. If I use this ability with only 1 combo point, it will cause 13,000 damage. And you then see why we would want to go into combat in stealth. If I go back into the talents, we can see that stealth is going to affect quite a lot of things. Your stealth abilities reveal a flaw in your target's defenses, causing all of your attacks to bypass 30% of that target's armor for 10 seconds. Movement speed is increased by 20%, and damage taken is reduced after gaining stealth, vanish, or shadow dance. These 3 things all put you into stealth. By the way, if I can't speak properly, it's because I'm recovering from serious jaw surgery. I've put a link in the pinned comment if you want to read more about that, or even support. Because of this, my amazing surgeon, I'm able to still make these videos, which is a bit crazy. But just wanted to cover that because I have already had some people making comments about the way I'm talking in some of my videos this season. The first dance, remaining out of combat for 6 seconds, increases the duration of your next shadow dance, which is when you go into stealth again. When stealth or shadow dance is active, you also move even faster. So as we can see, we're going to be doing a lot more damage and getting a lot of benefits in combat when in stealth. So that's basically how Subtlety Rogue works. You want to go into stealth as much as possible. We go into combat in stealth. Combo points, spending, generating, and energy. So let's get into it then. Number 1, we have Shadow Dance. And this is one of our main cooldowns. It's on a minute recharge, and we have 2 charges of it. Allows use of all stealth abilities and grants the combat benefits of stealth for 12 seconds. And increases damage by 30%. So basically what I've got here, this is your rotation here if you're in Shadow Dance. So I use Shadow Dance, and then I follow this rotation. If I'm not in my Shadow Dance, we follow the shorter version of the rotation. This one here is for AoE and Mythic Plus, talking about that later. And then we have cooldowns. So number 1 priority, use Shadow Dance, which takes us into stealth, or at least we can use our stealth abilities. And then we have our 2 combo point spenders, Eviscerate and Secret Technique. Use Secret Technique as your number 1 priority for spending combo points. It's on a 54-second cooldown, so you won't always be able to use it. And then your second priority for spending combo points when in Shadow Dance will be Eviscerate. Then, for building combo points, number 1, we want to use Backstab. Then, we're going to be using Shuriken Storm. And this is mainly as well for more targets. It awards a combo point per target hit. And then lastly, Shadow Strike, which you can only use in stealth. It awards 3 combo points. While stealth, you strike through the shadows and appear behind your target up to 25 yards away, dealing 25% additional damage. So basically, when you're in a Shadow Dance, number 1 priority, using Secret Technique. Otherwise, you're going to be using Eviscerate, and then mainly Shadow Strike, which will turn your Eviscerate into a more powerful version. Now, when you use Eviscerate, it's also be putting up Slice and Dice, which will increase your attack speed. And that's pretty much as simple as it gets for when you're in your Shadow Dance windows. So your main generator is going to be Shadow Strike, pretty much. But always use 1 Backstab. When you're not in Shadow Dance, like now, then we would just use Secret Technique. Again, pretty much as normal. But also Rupture. And Rupture will put onto a target a bleed for quite a long time. So you always want to keep up Rupture on the target. And then we're using Backstab to generate those combo points. And our main spender will be Eviscerate. And that is pretty much it. If you are in Mythic Plus, then you can also use Black Powder, as this will hit loads of nearby enemies, but only when you've got multiple targets. Lastly, we have our cooldowns. We have Symbols of Death, basically generating 40 energy and increasing how much damage you've done. You've got 3 charges of it, so you can use it a lot. When you use Shadow Symbols of Death, use your Flagellation, where you lash the target, causing each combo point spent within 12 seconds to cause additional damage. Then use Shadow Blades, basically empowering your weapons, causing you to deal additional damage as Shadow, and you generate full combo points from your generators for 16 seconds. And then as well, we have Vanish, not as good as Shadow Dance, but it will allow us to go into stealth, so we can use things like Shadow Strike as well. Now we also get Coup de Grace. After 4 strikes of Unseen Blade, your next Eviscerate will be performed as a coup de grace, functioning as if it had consumed 5 additional combo points. So it's a super duper eviscerate whenever you get that up, basically. And that is the main rotation. Going into Shadow Dance and following this rotation whenever you can, using these cooldowns, when you can. Obviously, we'll be using a lot of Symbols of Death and not as many as the others. And then following this shorter rotation for spending and generating points when we're not in Shadow Dance. Apart from that, we do have a few things. Sprint is a fantastic speed increase. Kick is your interrupt for interrupting the enemy spellcasting, massively important in Mythic Plus. Crimson Vial is a great defensive, healing you. Evasion is also another defensive you can use. So is Cloak of Shadows. We've got Thistle Tea, which will restore energy and your mastery. And my favourite, Shroud of Concealment. When you go into stealth, you can use Shroud of Concealment and basically see that massive circle up to there and there. Everyone in your party or raid will be stealthed in here, and it's an amazing way of getting past enemies, etc., for you and your whole party. And that is pretty much it. What I would recommend, now that you know the what, and when you get used to the what, which is what buttons am I pressing when, and you can use a single button assistant to assist with this, I would then recommend you look at the why, which I'm not going to be fully explaining in this video, which would be your few passives that you have, and then all of the other talents that I haven't gone through. And basically, I don't want to overwhelm you in this video, but basically just look through the talents one by one. Once you've mastered the rotation a bit in what you're pressing, then go, okay, let me look at the other jigsaw pieces to see how they all fit together in why I'm pressing this. And we've gone through some of them, but not all of them, because I think it's best to learn in bite-sized chunks like that. If you would like to, I said, support the channel, you can, either by the GoFundMe in the pinned comment, which I know, but you gotta do what you gotta do in these situations. And if you want to get my UI, you can also join the Patreon, which has this UI in, excluding these big 2 bars in the middle, because they're just for the tutorial, but you can enable them if you want. And if you want to see other specs or classes, then check out the playlist you now see on screen.